All right, everybody, welcome to Music City Trop Rock. I'm your host, Jason Acey, coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee, or right outside Nashville, Tennessee, from Leaky Tiki Studios. And been looking forward to this for a while. We got Mr. Alan Jax Bowers with us tonight, a trop rock musician and producer. So we're going to get into that pretty quick tonight. But first, we've got... All right, that sounded kind of loud. I don't know how loud that was on your end, but we got a little news. Some things going on around Music City, Nashville. October 5th, we've got Sing for Fing going on at a benefit for Fingers Taylor. I think they've had this a couple of years now. It's an annual event, but it's October 5th at 3rd in Lindsley, and I've already got my tickets. I'm going to be there, but they're going to have quite a few guests, some people that I don't know who they are, some blues musicians, but there's going to be quite a few Coral Reefer Band members, and all of them are going to be there. So that's going to be a good show. Can't wait to see that. Also, I saw today the Music City Fins. That is the Nashville chapter of the Parrot Head Association, or the part that I'm a member of. Can't get my words together. They have some new merchandise out and had some cool looking stuff. I need to order T-shirt off of there, but if you're a member of the Music City Fins or would like to be, check out their merchandise. Also, I saw where Nadir Shakur's got a new book out called Homecoming, A Journey to Ghana. It came out September 16th, so I'm going to have to get me a copy of that and check that out. And we are roughly 1 month away from Meeting of the Minds in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Everybody's looking forward to that. I think registration is over with and all the voting is over with. And I believe our guest tonight was nominated for Musician of the Year. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But speaking of Meeting of the Minds, I saw, and I guess this is a new thing, there is a 5K run happening that Saturday morning, October 26th, called Skipping and Sipping. And I think it starts from Lulu's at 8 a.m. on Saturday. I don't know how many people are going to be up at 8 a.m. and ready to willing to do a 5K. I know I will not be there. I do not run. Like I say, if you see me running, you better take off running too, because somebody's chasing me. And also, Mr. Tony Pritchett is one of our own here in Nashville. He's going to be at Homegrown Tap Room Friday, October 4th at 7:30. So if you're around, you want to check him out, go check that out. And my new album's coming out October 4th also, and it is called Finally, and I can throw that news away. And that's about it. And we're going to bring Mr. Bowers on. There he is.
Hey, man.
What's going on? Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can. I think I need to turn my volume down, my headphones down just a little bit. Yeah, here we go. So, everybody, Mr. Alan Jax Bowers, you go by Jax. Is that okay?
Yeah,
if I call you Jax?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So you are living in Florida. What part of Florida do you live in?
Englewood. I'm on the West Coast, south of Sarasota.
So is that like close to Punta Gorda?
Yeah.
That little bay?
Yep.
Okay. And are you originally from Pennsylvania?
No, originally from New Jersey.
New Jersey, but you lived in Pennsylvania for a while?
I lived in Jersey till I was like 20, and then I lived in Pennsylvania until 5 years ago when we moved here.
Okay, so you've been there 5 years.
Yep. Okay,
so we've never met in person, so this is a get to know you kind of interview, and I've been looking forward to talking to you, man.
Yeah, man.
So let's get right in. Oh, my first question. Hang on. First question.
Here it comes.
Do you know what it is?
I do.
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Absolutely.
You do?
I do.
So let me put your check mark there. Hang on. All right. You're on the board.
Nice.
Do you have any experience? Do you have any sightings, or what makes you believe that? I guess I should say.
I don't know. Maybe I just want to believe, but I think it's out there, you know?
It's a lot of crazy things in this world. I don't know why that couldn't be one of them.
Indeed.
Yeah. All right. So I always hope that somebody has a good story to tell when I ask that question.
Yeah, I don't have one for that. Sorry.
All right, so let's back up and just tell me how you got into the drum, how you got into drums in the first place. You know, that's how I started out on drums. So, what was your journey like?
Well, I don't know. I just decided I wanted to play music, and the drums called to me, and started when I was 10, and I guess that's fourth grade, and played all through grade school, middle school, high school, and still to this day. So,
What was your like first band experience? Like you know, formed a band at an early age. What was that like?
oh, my first, well, I guess, trying to think. I think there was like a band thing I did with the music school that I went to in my town in Sparta. It was like a July 4th thing or whatever. But the first actual band that I had was in high school. We were kind of like a almost prog rock kind of metal thing.
Like playing Rush and stuff like that?
Well, we did our own stuff for the most part, but
Oh, okay.
but yeah, it was very much along those lines of like Odd Times, and we didn't even know what we were doing, but we just did it. It was fun.
That's pretty complicated stuff to just jump into.
Yep.
So I was looking at your website. Man, you've played or shared the stage with a lot of people. Really an impressive list. Just to name a few.
Started.
Do what now?
I'm just getting started.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Literally some of the groups from your website here, Coral Reefer Band, and then the Club Trini thing, and then Earth, Wind and Fire,
Yep.
Kenny Rogers, Lone Star, Bo
Yep.
Bice, Travis Tritt, and KJ Denhart. I don't know who that is, but that's a pretty impressive list there.
Oh, you should check her out. She's from New York. Great writer. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who are you playing with right now? Anybody on a regular basis?
I mean, I'm not doing a whole lot of live stuff right now. I got gigs with, of course, Manalo. James. I got a gig with him Friday in Sarasota for the Parrot Head Club, and well, we got Meeting the Minds coming up.
Yeah.
As you know, I think we'll actually meet there, right? You're going to be in town, right?
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah.
Right.
So going back to this list, it says, you played with the Coral Reefer Band and stuff like that. Were you ever on stage with Jimmy?
I was not. Nope.
We're not. Okay.
I've met Jimmy a number of times. We've hung out before and whatnot, but I've never physically made music with him, unfortunately.
Yeah. I thought I saw a picture you posted a while back of you two together, and I was jealous.
I used to see him down all the time. I play this place called the Baz Bar in St. Bart's. If you ever get a chance to check that out, St. Bart's is an amazing place to go. And I used to see him down there all the time. And he would play at Baz, and we would just sit there and watch. And I'd call songs, and he'd give me the eye, like, oh, geez, but he'd do it.
That's awesome.
20 times, yeah.
So, of all those times on stage, playing with all those impressive people, do you have like a favorite number one stage memory that kind of stands out for you?
Oh, a number one stage memory.
Yeah.
Wow, that's got to be tough. I mean, if I had to pick one, wow, I wasn't prepared for this, Jay. Sorry. The stuff I did in the early days of Meeting of the Minds down in the Keys, when we were basically Max band, that was like 2005, 2006. That was just like, being raised on this music and then getting to meet Jimmy and play with Mac and Peter Mayer and Jim Mayer and Nadira. It's kind of unreal. I mean, if you would have told me that when I was younger, I would have been like, yeah, right. And I still get to do that. But I guess it was 2005 when we did the Street Fest with Mac and Jim Mayer and Robert and Nadira. And I think Tina was, it's just, yeah, I think that's would be the big one.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So you've been involved with the Meeting of the Minds since the early days, or when did you get?
I started in 2004. Yeah.
Okay, 20 years.
Yeah.
So how was it in Key West back in that time?
Well, I only knew Key West obviously until a year ago. We all did, but it was good. I mean, I got kind of thrown into it. I knew the music and whatnot, but when I started playing with John, it just kind of, next thing you know, I'm in the room with Mac and we're going over the songs that we're going to play tomorrow. That was kind of surreal. And to be friends with those guys even to now is kind of, it's trippy,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's neat.
I think Mac's going to be at the Sing for Fing thing that I was talking about in October. He's going to be there, and then
yeah.
And then the mayors are going to be there, and well, just about all of the core reefers are going to be there. And I wasn't even aware of that when I bought the tickets. I didn't know who was going to be there. Really, I think it's all kind of snowballed since then. But
sweet, nice.
And so I saw on your website also you were a part of. I don't know if it was unclear to me if you're still a part of the Parrot Beach tribute band.
Well, I played in that band for many, many years. I started playing with that band in May of 2000. Believe it or not, I was, half my life ago. And then, I did that band for, I think it's 16 of the 19 years that I lived up there until I moved here. Gary and them guys there, it's a brotherhood, that I learned so much working with those guys, and they're still doing it, which is, they're on year 25. I was up in New Jersey in June doing some shows with them. We did a couple corporate things, some park shows and stuff. It was fun. It's like old times,
So they're based out of Pennsylvania.
They're based out in New Jersey. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Is there a? I guess it's kind of odd to think about there being a big Jimmy Buffett fan base or trop rock fan base in the Northeast, but I guess there is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah.
And I guess it's just foreign to me because I've never really been to the Northeast, but a handful of times. So that's something I don't really ever think about when they say New Jersey or something. I'm going, well, I know they got the Jersey Shore, but I don't really think about that as a beach. But I've never been on that beach. So
it's a beach. It's a long beach.
Is it? It's a beachy beach.
It's almost the entire length of the state. I mean, it's all beach on the side. Yeah.
I wasn't aware.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware.
Yeah.
And so I also see that you do a lot of cruise line work.
Yes.
Tell us about that. What kind of experience? What's a day like in the life of a cruise line musician?
Well, until about a year and a half ago, I'd only done I don't work for the ship. I could never do those not there's anything wrong with it, but where the people go out for 4 or 5 months at a clip.
Right.
I used to do what they call guest gigs, where I'd go on the ship for a week or two. And I started doing that. Oh God, probably the late 90s, believe it or not. I started with Norwegian. And then I kind of fell off that for many, many years. And then I got into doing Disney cruises in the 2000s through my agent who used to be in Philly. Now he's out in Vegas, actually. And then about 2 years ago, I fell in as a guest artist on Virgin, which is amazing. They have amazing ships. I really like it. I love the Disney ships and everything, but I really dig those gigs. And but you asked what it would be like. I would go out for a month on the Virgin ships. We would, we would go out of Miami, or last July of 2023, I spent it in Greece for the month, which was just,
wow.
That was, I love my job, and I think I'm getting better at it, but it's some very cool things about my job. But that whole month was so surreal. It was like, I can't believe I get paid to do this, just wake up in the morning, go have coffee, go walk around, Greece and Rhodes and Split, and just see all these beautiful parts of the world. It's really neat.
Greece is beautiful. I've just seen it on YouTube, but that's a place that's kind of on my bucket list to go to.
You gotta go. It's amazing.
How long does it take for a cruise ship to get from Miami to Greece?
Oh no, it didn't go across. I'm sure.
Oh, you didn't go across.
I've never done that. I've gone out of Miami, done the Caribbean back. I did the Greece thing. You go out of Athens,
okay, I got you.
Mykonos and Santorini and blah blah blah. But they do crossings, is what they call it. They'll take the ship from Miami to Barcelona. I think Barcelona to Miami, I think they do it in 9 days. I think
was gonna say, it's got to be slow.
Yeah, I've never done it, so I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be rough. I would think that'd be a rough trip going across there on a ship.
I think it would be strange not seeing anything for 9 days, but I guess they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on any of the new Margaritaville cruise ships?
Yeah. The one out of West Palm. Sorry. People who have been on it, it's not high end, Jason.
I've seen mixed reviews.
I mean,
I've seen mixed reviews.
yeah, I mean, it's nice. We had a good time. I was out playing for a couple days with some good folks. We had a good time. My wife came with me, but not to be a cruise snob, but it is what it is. It's not a high end line. Although I do hear the new ship that they have on the west coast of Florida now, which I believe is going out of Tampa, is much nicer.
Okay.
It's much more up to snuff, if you will.
Right. So they like bought an old cruise ship, right, and then kind of upgraded it for the first one. Is that what they did?
I don't know if upgrade is the word I would use, but yeah, they did something with it. They
painted it. They painted it.
Yeah, something. But the new one I hear is a lot better.
Well, awesome. Because I asked because my wife, I think somehow it came across her Facebook or something, and then she was looking at the Margaritaville Resort in Belize, and we were talking about it. You know how you talk about it, and your phone is on, then it keeps coming after that for days on end. She was like, "Why does this keep coming up?" I was like, "Well, I guess we got to go now." I don't know.
Yeah.
I would like to go to Belize, to that resort down there.
Belize is nice. I've only been once, but it's beautiful.
I've never been. Again, that's one of my bucket lists, is to go to Belize.
I did that in January of 2020, right before the world shut down. We went to San Pedro, which is where a lot of people go. It's really neat. Really enjoyed it down there.
That's like the capital city, isn't it? Well, not the capital city, but
no, we flew into, I think, what the hell's the name of it? I can't think of the name of it. And then right by the main city, I think, is Belize City. And then we flew jumper over to San Pedro. I think that's what it is.
San Pedro is the town that's on Ambergris Key, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. That's the town that Madonna's song San Pedro is about. That town.
Really? I didn't know that. I never thought about that. Yeah.
So I, also looking at your website, had to do my research. Actually, this was not on your website. I was just searching your name and seeing what I could come up with. You have a IMBD listing for for two movies called Mr. Hush and Middle Village.
Yep.
Did you have like some songs that got picked for those movies or something?
No, actually, I did some of the music for some of the mixing of the stuff for Mr. Hush. And then actually I was in the trailer, the beginning of Middle Village.
Oh, really? Like an actor? You were acting?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was a small role, silly little thing. But
yeah. So we have that in common. I've been in a small movie, Denzel Washington movie called Mississippi Masala, like way back in the day.
I don't know if I've seen that.
It was one of his lesser movies, but yeah, me and Denzel just like this.
Nice.
Just kidding.
Like this, right?
Yeah. I got to look at my notes here. My eyes are not as good as they used to be because I'm having trouble seeing my notes without my glasses on.
Oh, good. Good time.
Yeah. So tell us about your family. You got wife and kids?
I do. I have a beautiful wife and 4 amazing kids. They're 8, 14, 16, and 17. And it's great, man. It's the best choice I ever made.
They like Florida better than Pennsylvania?
It depends on what day you catch them. Overall, yeah.
I think that'd be an easy choice. At least for me, I'm constantly trying to talk my wife into moving to Florida. Yeah. So far, I have failed.
Yeah, I had enough of the snow. So we talked about it for years, and then 2019, something just clicked, and we did it. And thank God we did it before the world fell apart. It would have been harder to do afterwards,
So speaking of COVID, a lot of people kind of fall into, you do a lot of tracking for other people out of you have a studio called Mud Cut Studios.
Yep, it's in my backyard. I'm actually, strangely enough, not sitting there right now. I'm in my bedroom because my buddy is working in my studio, and I forgot. I kind of double booked, so you can't really see anything behind me. So, but it's right in my backyard, and a lot of what I do is I do a lot of remote tracks for people. People still come here to do stuff, but mostly what I do here is people send me their songs, and I put the drums to them and then send it back to them. And we kind of email it back and forth, like as if we were in the same studio. Right. Yep. And
you stay pretty busy doing that. I mean, how big of a percentage of your business is that type of tracking?
I would say right now, remote tracking is probably about 60% of it. It's a
Oh, wow.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Did that increase a lot after COVID? Like since then?
I'm always expanding, get new people and whatnot. But that's actually how we finally we were able to move down here, is because even clients that weren't too far from me, they just started to email their stuff in rather than going. I'm like, well, I don't have to be up here if nobody's going to come to the studio. So we moved here and I built another studio and still do the same thing.
Right. Studio work has really changed in that regard. It really didn't used to be that way.
Oh yeah, I am.
And it changed, like it really opened it up to a lot of people that, 10, 15 years ago couldn't afford to go to a
Oh yeah.
studio and pay everybody to be there. Now you can do it this other way, and it makes it accessible to a lot more people, I think.
And it's kind of a trip. I get to play on songs and albums for people I've never met.
Right.
It's like, I mean, even when I started, I'm a fairly young guy, but when I started, I got thankfully the tail end of tape. I learned how to work with tape, and I learned how to actually get drum sounds, thank God, before computers, because people think the computer gets the drum sound. It doesn't. It's just cat. You gotta get it sounded right before that. But yeah, it's really neat to, I guess, and it's always different too, which is I never know what's going to come in. It could be a rock song, could be of course, a reggae song. I do a lot of that stuff, ska and reggae. And of course, my trop rock stuff keeps me busy, as you know. So.
That was my next question. Like, what type of genres have you been a part of playing? And I guess it's just whatever people want you to play, right?
Oh yeah. I just did a track for a producer I know from New Jersey, and this kind of like big orchestrated song that he sent me, and I found out it's actually for a drag queen show. But it was really neat. There's like a couple parts in it. There's a couple 2/4 bars. There's a big outro thing where there's just 2 bars of 3 in the middle of nowhere for no reason.
Yeah.
But it was great. It was fun. Something different. But yeah, I'll do a trop rock song and I'll do a reggae song. I'll do a straight ahead. You never know. I could do 5 completely separate things in one day. It's just great because it keeps me from getting bored. That's for sure.
Sure. Yeah. So what's all the stuff that you've been a part of, like doing tracks for people, whatever, or in studio, what would you say your favorite song is that you were a part of recording?
Oh, that I played on?
Yeah, that you played on.
Oh Lord, that's a tough one.
Hard hitting questions here on Music City Trop Rock.
I would have to say my favorite record, without overthinking it, is a song called Big Mouth by the Big Ska Band. I don't know if you saw that. I played with those guys from New York.
I didn't.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite recorded song. If you want to check that out.
Ska Band, is that like Squirrel Nut Zipper type stuff?
Yeah, Big Ska was more old school, wasn't so swingy.
Okay.
Yeah, but good stuff.
Awesome. So I just saw today there's what they call it, a tropical cyclone 9 heading
towards this way.
Yeah, heading towards the Gulf Coast. Yeah. Possibly turning into a hurricane. What have you heard any news on that? Or are you making any preparations for that?
That'll start tomorrow. Yeah, they're saying Wednesday night into Thursday. They're thinking it's going to hit somewhere between Tampa and up towards Pensacola. So it will just get the bottom of it, hopefully, as long as it keeps going the path that it's going. So, yeah, we'll have to put stuff away outside. We're going to get a lot of rain regardless, but hopefully it won't get too bad here.
Have you ridden out any hurricanes since you've been there?
Ian. Yeah, we did Ian. That was a big one. Yeah.
Did you have any damage or
minimal, thankfully, just a little bit. The only thing that we got water in the house through the roof, but that was just in the garage. So it really wasn't too bad. The studio was fine. The house was fine. We didn't have power for a week, but we made do.
Yeah. So you don't live like right on the water, or do you?
No. I mean, we can get to the beach quick, but we're not on the water. No.
How far away from the beach are you?
I can be to the beach. It's like 7 miles. It's like 13 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It's nice. It's not bad.
and how often do y'all go to the beach?
As often as possible. Yeah. With the kids, school and working and everything, we don't go as much as we used to as they get older, but we still go.
Yeah. I wouldn't be able to keep my wife off the beach probably if I lived that close to it. She is a beach bunny. As a matter of fact, when we were at meeting of the mind, she's like, we got to be sure I got to have beach time. I'm going to be down there. I don't care what you're doing, but I'm going to be on the beach. I was like, well, okay,
I'm trying to remember how warm it was when we were there a year ago.
It was warm enough.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Maybe not to be in the water for a very long time, but it was warm enough to sit on the sand.
Yeah.
Speaking of meeting of the minds, you're up for Musician of the Year.
I am.
And I'll disclose this. I voted for you.
Oh, thank you.
Sure did. And you're going to be playing for Tom Shepard Band.
Yep.
Is that right? On Wednesday, like at 5:45. Is that at the Hangout?
That's at the Hangout main stage. Yep. I think that opens the main stage at the Hangout, I believe.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that. I don't remember.
Okay. And you're going to be playing with the house band at the award show the same night, right?
Yep.
That's Wednesday night also.
Yep.
And you're going to be playing the Buddy's Backyard stage with Jesse Rice on Thursday.
Correct.
Is that correct? Yep.
Yep.
And then it looked like you were jumping on another cruise ship.
Yes, I'm basically getting off stage Thursday and putting my stuff together, getting into Uber and going to fly from Pensacola to Miami to get on Asbel's cruise out of Miami for that week.
And who is that you're playing with?
Jim Asbel. Are you familiar with him?
I'm not.
Pop rocker. I think he was an Atlanta guy. Now he's in Florida. He's great. Just check him out.
Okay.
Got great originals. His great band.
You said you'll be out there for a week?
A week, yep. I think we got 3 shows that week on the ship. Be fun.
So you'll be in Gulf Shores Wednesday and Thursday?
I'll be there Monday to Thursday, yeah.
Okay.
Monday, Thursday, yep.
All right, we'll have to hook up and meet, man. Where is there anything else, any other big events or things you want to share, people that you got coming up or gigs you got coming up?
I mean, I got those couple things coming. I'm also going to be getting off the ship that Saturday, November 2nd, and going down to the Keys for a couple days. I'm playing with Mark Mulch and James Saturday night for the Trop Rock thing down there in the Keys.
The Tiki Man Songwriters Festival.
Yeah. You doing that? Are you coming down for that?
I am. I just got put on that. I'm playing this Saturday at like 12 noon.
I should be rolling into town around noon. We get off the ship at 9 a.m. and I'm just going to shoot.
All right. So we'll be there. We'll be there Saturday. I'll come check you out and we'll hang out and stuff, man. But so where can people find you?
Well, my website, alanjaxbowers.com, and obviously on Facebook and the Instagram. I don't have the Twitter. I haven't felt the need to get it. So I haven't bothered with the Twitter yet. But
I have a Twitter, but I don't know how to work it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to do it. So but yeah, everything's up on there. My website is actually currently like kind of rebuilt, but the shell is there. So you can see my dates and you can see some music and some videos and stuff, but it's all getting redone because it's like wildly outdated.
Yeah, I got you. So people can hit you up if they need some drum or percussion work done on their project. Yep. And I highly recommend that you do hire him because I've heard his stuff and he's hot right now. Got a lot of stuff out on, especially on the Trop Rock radio. Yeah. Always, 3 or 4 songs on the list that you've been involved in. And so hook him up. JAX, thank you for coming on and talking to me.
Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate it. And we're gonna wrap up this episode of Music City Trop Rock.
Excellent.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in and fins up and keep the party going.
Peace.
All right, man.